So Jackie Wilson, greatest R&B crooners of all time, and but most of us don't know is he was a high-ranking chief on the land, and while he was doing music in the open and behind the scenes, he was making connections with other clans across the land. That's why they had to poison him in the end, get rid of him. So we all know what these motherfuckers is up to. But I sometimes listen to his daughter, and she a very, very potent oracle. And so I was sitting there listening to her today. She was vexing grievances about people that's mistreating her. And I was threatening her because they don't even know who this lady is. They stepping in some shit that they have no fucking clue what they stepping into, right? Like, this is a person that is one of the highly favored of the Most High. And I'm going to show y'all a picture of her so y'all know who I'm talking about with her dad. So this her here with Jackie. Right? Now, if you look at Jackie Wilson, you'll know an uncanny resemblance to Emmett Till. Right? So we talking family lines being tied across the land. Look at him. So one of y'all homework is to match Jackie Wilson face up with Emmett Till. So I already matched Emmett Till up with the other young man that got killed. I can't remember his name right now. He got killed by the police. But this lady right here, y'all don't, if y'all into that conjure shit, don't y'all send no shit to fucking with this lady. That's the worst thing in the fucking world to do on this land. She from the land. Right? You could tell the way she talk, because I be telling people, I be like, y'all be thinking we just be making shit up. Y'all call us crazy because we sound country, but y'all be getting shit twisted. I'm going to let y'all hear some of her words. 1101 on the knockback. She out cold. So my sister wanted me to put this on the floor, so I'm going to let her say some stuff in her own words. Just listen to her.
Too, and you won't stop the shit or do a motherfucking thing about it, bitch. You can keep talking about me. I don't give a fuck. But now, bitch, I'm talking back. You clapping, bitch, I'm clapping back.
Clap to the clap back.
Not with a dislike of who you are and what you do, because I don't even fucking know you bitches. I don't watch y'all like that, and most of you have emojis anyway, so I can't really see who the fuck you are. I don't really care who you do, what you cook, who you screw. I do business like that. I don't really fucking care. So I don't try to tell you what.
She talking about she don't get in other people's business like that because she don't care. That's our culture over here, right? The foreign culture, she finna identify the foreign culture and how the enemy's women act versus how the women on the land act. Well, like, we don't get, Alexis, we don't get in other people's business, right? That's not how we operate. We mind our business. As long as you ain't fucking with these kids, we don't have too much to say about nothing that an adult does with his adult life. If you want to step in front of a fucking moving train, step in front of that bitch. That's your prerogative, right? Long as these kids are safe, hands off your business. I don't want, but if I find out that you touching on the kids, then I got to give you what you got coming, right? But listen how she described it, because all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and she know it. And they always take our country accents and our country drawl to mean some type of ignorance or to mean that we slow or something. They be having the game twisted, right? So I'm gonna let her say a few more words.
What the fucking do? Whatever you want to do. I don't see you all cooking for nobody that was murdered. I don't see you trying to get justice for anybody that was murdered. I don't see you doing any readings for anybody or paying anybody to do readings or updates for people that were murdered, like Nipsey Hussle, like King Von, like Young Dolph, like Mo3. Y'all don't really care about these people. You say you do, but you don't. You just want the gossip on them and you want to keep messy black bitches. That's all you fuckers is. That's why I don't hang with a whole bunch of black fucking bitches. That's why y'all have taught me, my mother, my aunts, my cousins, everybody, all the women that I know that I have grown up around are just like y'all, and y'all have taught me not to fucking trust you. You will never see me hanging with you bitches again, because bitches like you, while y'all fucking, right, let me tell you something. All y'all, and then I'm gonna go. All y'all fucking bitches that's ha-haing with these bitches. Oh yeah, I'm gonna learn from her. Oh, she's so nice. She's my friend. I'm gonna be in these sister circles. Take your ass in there with people that you don't know, and you're naive and stupid because you have mother issues like I've had. You have childhood issues like I've had, but I don't look for mother figures. I don't look for sister and brother figures. I've learned to trust and stand on my own. I don't have to be in them groups because I know what they do, because I've been around them even when I didn't try to get in the groups. All them people I just told you about, them people came to me trying to initiate and recruit me. I never seek them out because I never heard of them. From being in Georgia, I don't know nothing about no conscious community. I don't know nothing about no vegetarian shit. I don't know nothing about no soy milk, all that bullshit. I don't know nothing about these people, these gurus that they buy. I don't know about a fool. I don't know nothing about these people. Never heard of these people. So I didn't try to get in the group. They tried to put me in there. They tried to rob and rape and pillage and plunder off of me. Like they treat everybody like this is the next sucker. And they feel like because I'm down south and I got a country accent, you can just fucking do that shit to me. And you can't do that to me. So y'all want to go in these groups with these black women because they're black and they wear their hair nappy and they pro-black and all on that con-sang and shit, and the black woman is God shit and the black man is God shit and worshiping black dick. Most of this black dick you worship also worships black dick, and they like boys. And you're just a paycheck for them.
Now, all of the things that we've been fighting against, she summed that shit up. They think because we talk country that we dumb. They think that we don't see when they be coming up with that good brother shit, that we dumb. And we don't see past them saying good brother. We can't see past that. They think that we can't see the soft sale on the sellout coming. They think that we don't have that perception. But the sister telling you how they operate, they MO. See, they come in, right? They try to make business deals with you to barter and trade on what you can create for your people for their own selfish gain, right? She ain't lying. But these are people that she's talking about. The character trait is not ours. That character trait is not from our people. She talk about how we operate. Adults don't get in other adults' business as long as it don't involve harming a child. If a child is involved, all adults is involved automatically if somebody hurting a kid. Other than that, grown folks, it's the code of the street, right? You see something, but you don't see it. You heard it, but you didn't hear it. You might have seen it, but you didn't see it, but you sure ain't gonna say what you didn't see nor what you didn't hear. Because the monkeys don't see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, right? But when they see that motherfucking evil being done, then they're going to eventually intervene. Right? So the people from the land have a code of ethics that overrides the character that's natural to our invaders. They got a natural disposition to feel superior to us because that's their character. They have a natural disposition to never let us figure out that they trying to take our creative forces and use it for their advantages while they use the exchange as a tool of oppression. There's nothing in this society that they didn't weaponize in order to fight and oppress us. The whole society is geared to oppression. And you think because you brown skinned, dark skinned, that you the only one getting oppressed. You must ain't never been to Kentucky to the trailer parks off in the backwoods. Them, what they call po white trash, you must ain't never seen them. We not the only ones struggling. You ain't seen them natives down there in Arizona on the reservations. Fucked up. Right? But they believe that we the only ones that catch the brunt of the natures of oppression. They equal opportunity predators. They just operate on preying using different bait for different people. And when they take that motherfucking bait, that's when the overlay is. Because once they trap you, Yep, they call them trailer park trash, some of the best motherfucking people you want to meet. They ain't got time to be worrying about stepping on somebody for their skin color. They trying to survive just like us. You ever watch them Louisiana boys off in the bayou catching alligators? That's how they make a living. Them country boys down there in them backwoods can make more money in a day than most of you niggas selling dope. If they choose to do it, they know exactly what to do because they know the land and how to survive off the fat of the land. If you run into a bad dope supply, you screwed. Now you got to figure out what to do about it. They not gonna never run into some dumb shit because they not gonna do dumb shit. They gonna talk a little country. They gonna use a patois, whether it's they Creole drawl, whether it's they country boy slang, whether it's they slow talking that it sound like they can't comprehend what you saying. Yep, whether it's these moonshine runners, right? Whether it's these puff tree log haulers, right? Whether it's these motherfuckers that till the fields and plant the seeds, or the motherfuckers that come seasonal to harvest the motherfucking fruits of the labor. It don't matter. We know the land, and we go by the law of the land. And the law of the land say each one teach one. That's inbred in us from ever. If you know, and it's a benefit to the entirety of the community, you obligated by the law of the land to spill your guts in the public domain to how to resolve the matter. Most people talk about the problem, but never come up with a solution to none of that shit. They pick your motherfucking pockets in farm programs. We done had all kind of motherfuckers all the way back as far as Sweet Daddy Grace and Father Divine collecting money to be self-sufficient and independent. And at the end of it, when that one motherfucker die, ain't nobody else self-sufficient and independent. That's because the only person he was trying to get self-sufficient and independent was himself. Right? So they keep underestimating us. That lady is not to be fucked with. That lady got some angelic beings waiting to kick a motherfucker in the ass. So y'all need to understand what y'all be dealing with before y'all go sticking y'all motherfucking heads in hornets' nests. Some of these hornets is motherfucking murder hornets. You can't just run up on anybody from the spiritual with the conjure. Just because they not using the conjure don't mean they're not protected. Sometimes because they are not using the conjure, they are 10 times more protected than the person using the conjure. Because they walking in some shit called the position of right. And then if they fucking around telling the truth and you come up against that, you suffer the brunt of some shit that don't got nothing. That's just how Big Mama move. Right? Big Mama look out for the innocent, even when it look like she ain't. Most of these motherfuckers that's looking innocent but catching the dirt probably done something to somebody that was innocent. Right? So you can't necessarily be saying he a good person and you ain't know that motherfucker. Because some of these motherfuckers, I've personally known some real rotten motherfuckers. And I've known some real good motherfuckers. And normally when one of them rotten motherfuckers do something to one of them good motherfuckers to harm them, some tragedy come to them that does 10 times or 100 times worse. My mama told me don't seek revenge. And she told me the greatest lesson I'm going to ever teach you as a man is don't seek revenge. He said, you young now. I was a teenager. She said, you young now. You got the time and the luxury to watch the ones who tried to do the dirt to you and how their life turned out. You just sit back and watch. And if you watch, you will see. Everybody that didn't mean you no good gonna be exposed. And I know every one of them. The ones that did it out of fear, the ones did it out of jealousy, the ones did it out of envy. But you know what? Life done some shit to them motherfuckers that if I'd have killed them, it would have never been able to get what karma was gonna dish out. Instant karma not always the sweetest revenge. That's what people don't understand. When you messing with them chosen ones, right? Those organic ones to the land. And they trying to not get in your business and you trying to drag them in your business, you creating a self-imposed difficulty, a problem. You drawing on a problem. They not the problem. The fact that they was minding their business trying to do right and you dragging them into your bullshit created the problem for you, not them. When you see somebody that's going about their business, they doing what they believe in their heart of hearts to be right, and they not hurting nobody. They just minding their business, but you see something they got and you want it, overlook it. It's not your shit. You can't go trying to suck and leech off the chosen ones without receiving something back in a negative backlash. It's the law of physics. The law of physics said for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Unless due to elasticity, in which case the reaction is delayed. Now, the slow karma is the worst karma because you're catching the double whammy. You're catching the slow grind that'll pull back of the rubber band. When it's drawn back to its intensity, you suffering. And then, when they get tired and it's reached this much of the ass, then the rubber band snap and that motherfucking delayed reaction kicks in. And now you feel the whole brunt at one time. You just smashed into a brick wall at a high rate of speed with very little protection. You must have been driving on a bike downhill real fast. That's the intelligence level that you're using. Leave them people alone. Them ones that mind their business and don't get in nobody's business and don't be trying to hurt nobody, just try to go about leave them people alone. Don't drag them into your shit. I'm telling you what God love. That's the truth. You keep fucking with the people that's trying to do what's right, and you trying to negotiate them into your bullshit contracts of any sort, your wicked agreements, with your ill intent to undermine and take what they creating from they innate goodness. That's not nothing that you should deal. Mama said that's not how you treat people. Right? She said the reason why this world messed up like right now is because other people want to leech and suck off of the good people. And the good people be leached and sucked off so bad that they can't do nothing about the bad people now. Because they done been drained fucking dry by the so-called good intention people that don't want to do their own work. Now everybody want to talk about hold somebody accountable. Accountability. Where the fuck they get that shit from? The only motherfuckers that's accountable is the motherfuckers that's willing to take account. Karma gonna straighten them out. Ain't nobody gotta be accountable. But I tell you what, karma still gonna come, whether they accountable or not. Karma still gonna come. She's still gonna give you exactly what you earn. And just because you think you getting away with your slickery, your conniving, your underhandedness, your backbiting, backstabbing, chopping motherfuckers off at the knees, right? You want to put your spells on motherfuckers in order to manipulate them to do your dirty work. Y'all don't know what y'all done did. Because y'all got to get all that back from Big Mama. And you better hope she give it back to you real. Well, ain't no way around it. If you get it slow, you suffer long. If you get it fast, you suffer hard. So you can take your pick. Stop trying to fuck over these kids. I'm the scourge they send for motherfuckers that fuck over the kids. Cut their head off. Nope. Split their testicles. Nope. Because some of them into that. Look, these motherfuckers do motherfucking shit like hammer nails through their testicle sack. They put knives through their penises. They into that shit. They into self-mutilation and self-torture. What the fuck you think they care about torturing another motherfucker for? But now it's a new day, and it's a new day dawning for the ones that was trying to do what's right, and all the motherfuckers that kept getting in the way decided that, well, we ain't got nobody but us. Ain't no motherfucker flying out the sky on no surfing on no cloud to come help us. All we got is us. And we get rid of the enemy within, we ain't got to worry about the enemy without. Don't fall for the false judgments of an artificial construct. That's how you get stuck and jammed up in the matrix. Right? There's some more people that I like to watch on YouTube, since we on the YouTube topic. I want to show y'all some of my favorites. Let me see, I might have to do this because I got one, a tarot reader, and even if most of our stuff be so on point with how I feel, even if it don't always manifest, somebody was messing with her last night to match the receipt that I already got. Blue Rose Tarot, yeah, she out cold. And somebody came in her comments and I was like, y'all be messing with God people. And y'all be thinking everybody the same. Everybody not the same. That's what y'all don't be understanding. People got a physical appearance, but they got a spiritual ranking. In a spiritual ranking, you might think you're getting away with some shit that you actually tightening your own noose around your own neck. Yeah, Blue Rose Tarot, that's my girl. So, I mean, when y'all be watching these and y'all be seeing them people be heckling, those good-hearted people, like somebody got to come to your platform to heckle you in social media, right? So because you don't believe the bullshit they telling you, they send their little low-level minions that don't have the sensibility of self to even listen to what you saying before they start heckling you. Anybody that know how to match the receipts up, which most people don't, but if you know how to match the receipts up and you supposed to be woke and you ain't diet woke, but most of these motherfuckers is diet woke, you would know one thing. When you match up enough receipts, you know you're dealing with one of the elect, one of those special ones. To the land, they priestesses and priests, princesses and princes, waiting on the changing of the guard, so to speak, in the old regime to fall so the new regime rise. When these old souls come back now, people got other people so fucked up, so twisted, that they don't realize that everybody ain't the same. Right? So a person get comfortable talking crazy to people and thinking that everywhere they go, they can just say what they want to anybody with no consequence. They coming. You just ain't got to them yet. You might get away for a long time. What Johnny Cash say? You can run on for a long time. You can run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gonna cut you down. Sooner or later, gonna cut you down. Y'all can't, this is the wrong era in time to assume everybody the same. Everything look human, not human. Everything that look like us ain't us. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. But it's deeper than that. Because everybody that look different ain't our enemy. Because no matter how you look, we can all hit the same frequency. And it's a heart frequency, which is rooted and founded in love. And if y'all don't get that fact, it don't even matter. Now, I ain't no lovey-dovey, cuddly motherfucker in the public. You know, that's my shit that's my private, personal shit. You know, in the public, I ain't no cuddle bear. Right? Because I don't want a motherfucker to misconstrue or get it mistaken that I'm one of these motherfuckers that they can just walk up to because I'm cuddled next to some chick and they can say or do whatever they want to do. They're going to automatically know from my appearance and my presence, he is not to be fucked with. Even if they think they can win, they don't even want to tussle. in light of the overwhelming evidence as to what has been presented. Now, one person who is indisposed at the moment acknowledged with a pledge of tribute, acknowledged the presence of myself. But due to the current circumstances, the reason that person is incapacitated is because he was not the person that I was supposed to go to first in order to clean this mess that was made in Babylon, in order to clean it up. So, I was told, if you know how to read the signs, and if you know the times according to the signs you read, then you would also know the agenda. Now, that speech was called Time Dictates the Agenda. Okay? Now here's the time frame according to the signs as they lay on this day that I'm recording this. The signs tell me now, being that I have done everything that I was supposed to do, because the prophecy said I was going to have every door shut in my face when I go to my own. And it also say when he came to his own, they received him not. And so now we are at the part where that's all done. In the Wisdom of Solomon, it says that they would try his patience to determine if he would be a patient ruler. So they tried my patience. I'm still patient, not irate. I'm tired of smelling baby blood in the air. I'm sick of that. And not just interfering with my sleep pattern. But I can tolerate it as long as y'all like y'all children being used for food. I can tolerate it no matter how bad I don't like it. Because sooner or later, we're going to understand that children are not for food and they're not for sex toys. We're going to understand that sooner or later. We will also understand that as long as we don't do our part, that we cannot be counted among the righteous and not do our part. I've been doing my part for 50 years, or else I wouldn't be making this video. I'm 50 years old. So I was initiated in Chicago by my mother's godmother into the Vadum. And she called my Loa, which in the African culture, the Loa is your ancestral spirit that comes through the family. And certain children are able to fully embody that ancestral spirit. And it's called the Loa. Well, we have a family that we call Orisha. And this is where it all stems from. In the widow's son story, for white people in America, it's y'all turn to determine how many people will be counted among the ranks of the righteous. It's y'all turn now. Because I went to my own and they shut the doors on me. They were supposed to do that according to prophecy so that I would be forced at this time to address white people and find out if everything was in vain or not, right? Because the whole thing was, if at this point, if white people have not assimilated enough of the blood of the gods to ascend, they will not heed the call. And that would set a stage for a mass extinction of humanity. The whole thing was the cleanup from what was done in Babylon. But before the full story can be told, the judgment has to take place. The judgment has to be rendered in a specific manner in a specific location. The opening of Judgment Day has been announced. This is the Jubilee. Now, my promise to the widow was that I would save as many as would want to be saved and taste the savor of heaven. And that I would find a way out of this system for as many would want to be free. I did my part. I found that it's an illusion fixed in place by ignorance on the behalf of those being deceived. It's based on the Roman maxim of law that says, let he who will be deceived be deceived. Now, those were the ones that were the imposters who laid that down. Those were the false gods that you've been worshiping for nearly 6,000 years. Their time is over. They have to surrender their fake God status. And they have to move out of the way of righteousness. We were in Egypt, a high culture, the highest known, even higher in quality than the Sumerian and Babylonian invader who came here. Our empire failed because we allowed them to do some genetics unauthorized from prime creator. In other words, they made something they were not supposed to make, and it created what they call the sins of the world. In order for those sins to be forgiven, one of the gods, at that time they called him Jehute, and he decided that if the widow didn't want mass extinction of humanity again, he would have to fix the genetics so that those who were denied the right to infinite wisdom or higher knowledge, and those who were denied the right to eternal life, would be able to receive those things. Now, we are stuck in this three-dimensional mindset that restricts us from being able to realize that when the ascension moves from the third dimension fixed position to the fifth dimension, we will not be trapped by the bondage of time and space. There will be a new heaven and a new earth. A whole new reality is one vibratory rate up from where we are. Now, if we want to understand the story of the widow's son, there are many, many videos and books about it where you will understand the legend of the widow's son. But the widow's son is an accidental, which means it was made for the Western world. It was an accidental rewrite of what we call in the Kemetic culture the Osirian resurrection. The false gods, the ones who told you in your Old Testament that they create good and evil, those false gods had the world deceived while the genetic spill was being cleaned up. And until the genetic spill was clean, you would not see the widow's son raised. Now, the biblical story of the Temple of Jerusalem had to be built before the Son of Man could return. They are looking for a physical brick and mortar structure to be built in the Middle East. That's not the Temple of Solomon. The Temple of Solomon is the Temple of man. The temple that had to be built was predicated upon a genetic cleanup. It was the Temple of man. This would not allow all of us any more or any less right of ascension. But white people was responsible and given full reign of terror to get their one drop of blood so that they could earn the right to ascend. Their reign of terror comes to an end now. They are no longer the highest authority on earth. The crown prince of heaven and earth is the widow's son. The widow is the queen of heaven and earth. And this was all based on the war of the gods. The war in heaven spilled onto earth. It was never supposed to land on earth. Earth was supposed to have been off limits as a soul training simulator. But one of them came in peaceful manner and was allowed to enter the earth realm unobstructed because of his peaceful nature and disposition. And the queen did not think something was right. So she had came and pulled me from a different dimension in another multidimensional form. I am an undefeated general of a mass troop of beings that do not lose. And she asked me if I would come and protect her daughters from Umbaba, never knowing that this Umbaba was a relative of those invaders, but he paraded as a spirit of the earth and a protector of the cedar forest. But to come and assist with protecting the daughters from Umbaba, a group of invaders came and the war began. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of that right now because that's not the purpose of this. But the war that took place, we have fought on this planet through millions of years. What they tell you was the extinction of the dinosaurs was a nuclear winter. None of this stuff is new. As the Proverbs say, there's nothing new under the sun. Because this is all cyclic. Because it's a simulator. It runs in a cycle that's predictable. Once you understand that, you can step outside of the cycle and its unpredictable nature and see the full spectrum of a timeline. Being able to do that, I can tell you the who, what, when, where, and how this devil has taken power. I can tell you the methodology that we have to use under the code of righteousness to reclaim power with the least amount of disruption to our daily lives. If the people that I'm speaking to now, which is white America, can understand this, we can begin to learn how to live like humans again. Because these false gods enforced a law that compelled us to behave savagely and separately as reptiles. In other words, they put restrictions on us mentally that allowed us to primarily draw from what scientists of the brain call your reptilian brain, which is your base lowest nature, by restricting you through clogging your chakras with a nanobot that vibrates somewhere between third and fourth dimension. This nanobot prevents your spiritual self from connecting with source, which allows them to put you on what they call the silver cord and reharvest you through lifetime after lifetime in cyclic nature in order to use you as a slave and a servant and to keep you trapped in a three-dimensional fixed position reality, which is not the natural state for any being that would ascend and have eternal life. We are not designed to be stuck in three dimensions. The three dimensions it's a simulator for the soul so that we can learn and refine ourselves so that we can become gods in a different domain and different dominion. We had to learn using the stretches and the pains of time, and they tortured us with something called death, which we did not know before they came. They introduced death by exploding a collider, a particle accelerator, and causing the fourth dimensional beings that were being trained to ascend to be trapped into a third dimensional fixed position reality. And they seal you in using the alchemical formula that closes your higher chakras, especially the love chakra of the heart. If you understand Qigong, you can ask Qigong healers around the world about this black goo that they are removing from energy centers in people. And they will explain to you that it is a very difficult substance to remove. If you aspire to ascend in righteousness and to feel the love of divine, if you aspire to eternal life, I'm going to tell you what we have to do. You have to find your Knights Templars and tell them that the Crown Prince of the Holy Grail has surfaced. They know what to do. And history has shown that the Knights Templar has been trustworthy in guarding the blood of the Holy Grail. In France has been issued a warning at Notre Dame because they killed a very important Knights Templar and thought that that would stop the widowed son from resurfacing. When they discovered upon invasion in Fort Detroit and being conquered by Chief Pontiac, the chief of the two feathers, the chief who only speaks the truth, is what that means in native culture. He is the chief of two feathers. He's not a full feathered chief because he's only provincial. He only covers a certain area. He is the chief of two feathers who told them, you have offended the Lady of the Lakes with your presence in her right hand. So you see, the sun has to rise from the right hand. The right hand is the state of Michigan, because the mother is Mother Earth. And the sun must rise in accordance with a prophecy that's written in the pyramid structure of the Giza Plateau. And this had to be because of something called the Orianos or the Osirians. Those are us who created the simulator in order to train souls to attain to high value. And so now what we have is a situation where nobody is understanding how dire this is. The first order of business is that they send delegations to pay homage and to query as to the validity of the rise of the widowed son. They know what to do, but there is a certain network that must be formed in the process, because at the end, once they came and gave their questions and paid homage, this is going to produce by confirmation something called in science a 100-monkey effect, because the fallen that they call them was 200, but there were 300 in total. 100 remained as guardians of the righteous and the watchers to enforce the punishment for the wickedness that was laid down in Babylon. So as they enforced this punishment on the other 200 fallen who disobeyed those wicked ones, they done nothing but tried to clean. But the orders had to be enforced because of the ranking system in the whole God system that's above the human system that governs it. These are all systems of nature, energy, and matter. The energies, as you go up, become more fluid through time and space, because time and space does not exist outside of the third dimensional fixed position. These same ones can come into the 3 dimensions and take physical form. And some of them, their physical form, vibrate at a high enough frequency where they can take their whole physical form up to as far as the 9th dimension. Normally they stop at what they call the 7th dimension, which we know in the Islamic culture to be the 7th heaven, where Muhammad went on his night journey as high as the 7th heaven. And so it becomes now open opportunity for white America to fulfill the promise of America and it receiving the grace that it would be promised if it could endure without bringing ruin to all of humanity until now. America has fallen. This is the rise of the Grail Kings. And we can be on the side of righteousness and we can move forward in righteousness for righteousness' sake. Or we can do it the way that I prefer. I can take 50 sisters and clean it up and start all over. I've done it before. But I promised the widow that I would find her out for as many who would want to be free. I found an exit. In their law and their judicial systems are frauds. You have been deceived. White people were put in bondage by the bankruptcy of 1933. The process took over 100 years in laws and systems being created to facilitate the takeover of the entire indigenous peoples who were here, right? And these indigenous people earned the respect of the world when they allowed 13 colonies to set up, to clean up what was done in Babylon. It has been successfully cleaned up, but just because the spill has been cleaned up, where everybody has a right to ascend, does not mean everybody will. Because most people will not accept ascension or heaven as a reality. The whole hell concept has been fed to you sideways and backwards so as to have you in a state of continuous fear. You are controlled like cattle with the element of fear. And as long as you're standing in fear, you will not move forward nor progress. And so I'm offering an open opportunity to white America to separate from the hate and the ignorance and the deception and the false gods and all of the things that put restrictions on you becoming your best self. And to take your opportunity to earn your position among the ranks of the righteous. This is not mandatory for anybody. Just know that we all make our own path. Righteousness does not distinguish between your political affiliation, your sexual gender, your skin color. Righteousness is only concerned with how righteous you are. Ascension does not necessarily have anything to do with righteousness. But you have to be righteous to ascend, meaning that somebody who was born to be righteous and who failed in their quest for righteousness can forfeit their right of ascension. And so, we mentioned the Knights Templar and their trustworthiness in executing the rights of the Grail Kings, and they done this as what you call Via Kings. You never knew that the Via Kings were seafaring Templars. So I'm telling you now. And that's why you find Templar and Viking explorations and expeditions in this part of the world long before the investigator that they call Christopher Columbus came this way. The European Templars were well aware of the Americas and the people who dwelled here because we did trade between the two for many, many, many millennia. And so while we done that, we were bringing Europe out of the Dark Ages and civilizing and uncivilized people that was no fault of their own. And in doing so, one of our sisters that they call Helen in Greece produced a high culture from one single school of education set up on the island of Crete. From there, we produced your Aristotles and your Platos and your Socrates, all the way up into your philosophers of war and strategy and things of this nature. We trained your artisans in different forms of art. We taught Leonardo da Vinci. All of this was done through the Egyptian priesthood. all the way into your Romans, who were being taught by what you would call today your Libyans and Carthaginians. They were North Africans from a different clan, but they still had the high sciences. And they were teaching the Romans. And they were under the authority of a different Grail king. And under his authority, they so-called decapitated Medusa. And this is a gender switch when they stalled the high culture developing in Greece and began to pursue through savage brutality in Rome, and to make up for what they lacked in development of artistic skill, they decided that they would take it out in combat. So they would use combat as a form of political and social development and conquest as their tools to establish their governments and systems. So now you see the statue in the book of Daniel. Well, it says a single stone was hewn from a mountain, and it came tumbling down, and it crashed into the feet of brass and clay, and the whole Holy Roman Empire came crumbling down. All rights. America lost World War II, and you were deceived. Operation Paperclip was the successful integration of the Nazi Party into this government that was falsely set up. The same as they set up the false puppet government in Afghanistan. It's how they set George Washington here in America. You've been deceived. I'm here to break the deception. I'm here to reveal one.
Counts on Earth.
And I don't think I listened to his account yet, so I can't say I disagree or agree.
I listened to his accounts. I agree with it. So I agree with a little bit of it. I agree with the part where he said. Yeah, I agree with most of what he's saying. He talking about the same shit we saying about Enlil them and how they taking over and how they trying to control us and all that. That's what he talk about. But he talk about it from that he connected with the Andromedans. It says, how could you explain Cairo for people who are not familiar?
It's a city in Egypt.
Yeah, that's simple. And it's one in Illinois. And it's one in South Carolina.
And it's one in Michigan.
Yep. These are is that so? Which one is the mirror flip for the one over and is it the one in Illinois? Is the mirror flip, or is it all of them?
So what you're doing is when you see that many of them, it's more than the mirror shift. 4 is a 4-corner shuffle. Okay. 7 is a Pleiadian flip. 3 is a 2-ball cane flip.
Okay, I got you. Hey, I like that. You gave me some good stuff right there. All right, what is the Black Army? If you know anything about that, right?
The Black Army?
Yeah.
Us?
Yeah.
Look, so it goes back to the Feather versus Fez chess game Conjure on the 5th dimensional chessboard.
Mm-hmm.
The pieces under attack is the black pieces. And the pieces attacking are the white pieces.
Mm-hmm.
It's expressed through a system of levies, which is the tribe of Levi, and leans, which is the anagram for Enlil.
Uh-huh.
So the tribe of Levi is under the authority of Enlil, right, to levy a lean. Levi lean is spelled the same. Levi levy. Right?
Okay.
Levy a lean and Levi is blue jeans because it's a blue lodge flip.
I got you.
Right? So the blue lodge is the jeans, and the jeans is jocks, which is Joaquin, which is one of the twin pillars, which automatically brings Boaz into play. So from pillar to post is from Joaquin to Boaz. Between severity and mercy do you stand. This is a judgment call. Right? And between severity and mercy, you suffer on the sacrifice, but you come up on being sacrificed. Because the ones who sacrificed you didn't know that the rules changed to the game when we said there will no longer be any sacrifices. Once we closed the war conjure, by concluding that one of us remembered that we was already here and they came from over there to pretend to be us, and we chose to go to conjure war rather than the shedding the blood, because we choose peace, because we choose love, and they choose war because they love to hate. They some haters.
Right? Straight goddamn haters. Bonafide.
So our only remedy was to tell them, since now we've closed all of the contracts by being in a superior position to right. How do you know we're in a superior position to right, young elder?
Because we moving to the top. I mean, that's what I think. We moving to the top. If we winning, the ball is in our court. We got the momentum.
That's already established.
Yeah, go ahead.
The superior position is a position to right because the righteousness stand on what's right.
That's right. That's right.
But we don't get stuck so far to the right we can't bump straight.
But that's cold right there. That's cold.
But you know what? Just because we always stay to the right, that don't mean we won't bump left.
Yeah, hey, you don't want niggas to bump left. When they bump left, it's hard to get them back on the right.
Because Noble Drew Ali said they came in off a left bump. Hostile, that means. On the 32-degree Scottish Rite Freemason flip off of Albert Pike. And a pike is a fish with teeth. Right? And you got two kind of pikes. Well, you got more than two, but two main ones. You got the gar pike and you got the northern pike. The northern pike look more like a giant bass or a crappie, but the gar pike, he got a long nose like a swordfish. But he built like an eel. So this is a description, right? Of the one that comes in with the eel wheel. A chupacabra. A goat sucker. Right? Yep. Come in with the sharp teeth.
Reptilian grays.
They blood suckers. They vampires. Right?
Dragonians.
And the vampires, it comes from Vlad the Impaler. And Vlad the Impaler impaled his enemies on the walkway up to his castle. Why did he do that, Elder?
I don't know. Let me hear what you got.
He did that to intimidate anybody that come to his castle with that bullshit, letting them know this how I'm cut, this how you gonna be stuck up there as a signpost for Satan to know I done arrived in hell, motherfucker. Right? Yeah. So he was making his presence known to anybody that wanted to come starting some shit. And Vlad the Impaler is Vladimir Putin, which is Russia, who came to reclaim the rights of the Red Lodge stolen out of Russia under the Tsar Nicholas. And if he can get back to the rulership key, then he can reclaim the independence of the people of Russia from the slave system. But he got to be willing to fight. Right? Because he got to put an end to the UK reign. And the UK is the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom is the Royal Saxon families and the Tudors who keep changing their fucking names. They look like us, but they're a whole different bloodline.
They ain't us. Yeah.
They ain't us. They came over here to steal our birthright, but they used the blood shield to cover up and put up a front, a cat's paw. So then the master came with a master grip to rip that motherfucker apart. They called in the gorilla.
The gorilla family.
And I'm King Kong in this bitch. Gorilla Gride.
Right? Hey, King Kong. Hey,
Cyclic gorilla.
Oh, me. Hey, we got two more questions we're going to take, man, because these people posted, they pay for the post. Okay, all right, so we got, I think, I'm not going to mess up the name, but it says, the question is, I was being taught by Anubis in a school while dreaming. Does this have any spiritual significance? My people are Gullah, the Gullah, during the Gullah Wars.
Yeah, because when you being taught by Anubis, he only teach warriors and defenders. Now remember, he's a chalky black color.
Okay.
Right? And he's represented by a dog that's from Mexico, called a Mexican hairless dog. But his real name is like Zozulu or some shit. Right? So he only trained warriors. So if he was teaching you, he was teaching you the art of war and the science of warfare and defense.
All right, we'll take one more, and this is ended, Rod, because we already over. Let's see, we got a good one. It says, "What's up with eating and drinking gold, dude? What's up with eating and drinking gold, Rod?"
So not just gold, but platinum group metals. We talked about this before, but the platinum group metals in a diatomic form, in a monoatomic form, or in a ormus form, right? Or in a raw metal form, your body could still use it. To strengthen your spirit body, that's what gold does. Your spirit body is your higher self's ability to put more energy into the 3D realm for higher realms of consciousness to be brought down. The silver is the most potent antibiotic known to man.
That's right. That's why I say kill vampires.
Yeah, they parasites.
Yeah, they parasites. That's right. All right, hey, Rod. This ain't no question. They just wanted to shout you out there because they put it. It says, "Rod, I feel safe because I know you are here to help us ascend." So we shout out Nubian Organics. Hey, we about to get up out of here, Rod. We're gonna have to do this again this week, man. Sometime when the next one you free, we can do it tomorrow whenever you're ready. Just let me know.
I think I got something scheduled tomorrow. I gotta check to see other, but
Friday,
it's not
Saturday, whenever you want. So just let me know.
Okay.
I'm always free. Well, tomorrow I got Life Waves. Life Wave gonna be on tomorrow. So but he gonna be on earlier before the time you go on. So if you want to do it tomorrow, whenever you free, just let me know. We'll go back on because these joints be hot, man. I'll tell you,
This was just having a conversation.
I know it be hot. This shit is hot.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to help us put this shit back together, man. They got us so fucking twisted in the brain, and all of the information is there.
Yeah, right there.
But it's just that one of us had to go read all these thousands of books and read a couple libraries in order to tell y'all how to find this shit. But I appreciate the dialogue, because this is the only time I really get. If I don't have guests on my lives, I don't be talking to nobody. I be in this motherfucking cave right here.
Nah, we need you, bro. We need you. Like,
reading the ethers,
saying some shit, bro. You be saying it's like I had a lot of shit, but then it's like you say the little shit that like you stitching a lot of shit together for me that now I can step off to another level. It's like you building a bridge for me on other shit, on connections on other shit. You building a bridge for me, so I'm able to make a bigger picture of my shit now. And so like it's shit, man. Every time I have a good time. Every time I learn something, another piece. Every time you go, every single show we do. So shout out to Brother Rod, man. Like I said, if you want to show him some love, we dropped this Cash App in the links. We got 1,200 people. Everybody send them $1, man. Put them in the game. Everybody send them $1. That's $1,200. Well, yeah, okay.
Well, I gotta make it known. I don't do this for the money. I do this. I know you ain't. Do it. No. Let me finish, Elder.
Go ahead, my bad.
This for the people that's watching. I don't do this for the money. I do this for my people. I accept all offerings with gratitude, but I solicit none. Right. So I'm not gonna ask for nothing. So when they invite me to their shows and they ask for something, because they know I'm not gonna ask, because I'm doing this for my people.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I receive any gifts with gratitude.
Yeah, but I just show you
right, because that's what you're supposed to do as a priest. The priest physician, he don't want to take no motherfucking payment if you get sick. but make sure you take care of them while you well. You see the difference?
Yeah, that's heavy. That's a good
They
shit.
can't wait to see you when you get sick so they can charge you for all of the time you've been well. Ain't that something?
Yep, that's fucking crazy, bro.
So the witch doctor is different from the Western doctor because the Western doctor is ran by bankers. And the bankers is running some people called pharmaceutical empires, drug companies, legalized drug dealers. They can sell you motherfucking perks, but if they catch me selling heroin, they give me 100 years. Right? What's the difference in the position? Right? Because they operating from a corporation, and the corporation is a bulletproof entity. You can't kill a corporation with bullets. And we've been trying to kill the corporation with bullets. That's why the corporation keep kicking our ass. By sending other motherfuckers with bullets to kill our ass.
You gotta put a stake to his heart or something, huh? You gotta put a stake to the heart to kill this motherfucker.
Look, the corporation is a mental fiction created by a magician to conceive you into believing you have a government.
Yeah, Oz.
I came to end all conjures. That means I have to unravel this motherfucking mystery of the spell of Kingu.
You unraveling that shit, bro.
Now, the spell of Kingu is designed to keep you in a perpetual slumber so that you will never rise to higher knowledge of self. I come to break the motherfucking psychological chains of slavery that's been wrapped around the minds of the people to make them not be free, even when they under the pretenses of freedom.
Right. You see it a lot.
Because they say this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. I see a whole bunch of motherfuckers oppressed and everybody's scared to do something about it.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
We'll beat each other ass, but we won't do nothing to get rid of the system that's causing us to have a conflict because we all starving and hungry, so we biting each other for success. Right? So now we bring this shit to a motherfucking close and tell them motherfuckers cease with all conscience, and they still spilling blood on the land, and we still letting them, and we still participating out of ignorance.
That's right.
Right? So soon as we all eyes on motherfucking the chiefs, then all of the braves can get properly instructed on how to move on the land.
Indeed, indeed.
But as long as we neglecting the youth and we telling them they'll figure it out, by the time they figure it out, they already gone. Indeed. In some cases, too far gone. But this is a situation that can be easily remedied in the next 20 years. We can go from hell to heaven.
That's what we.
But it's going to be a group effort, and ain't nobody going to do it because they have to. They're going to do it because they want to, because it's the right thing to do. That's how you build the kingdom of the righteous. Watch the Nation of Islam. Watch the New Wahabi when Malachi was out. They got it from the dirt. Think about it. Farrakhan didn't get that back, and it was fully cocked and loaded. Wallace destroyed it all.
That's right.
And Farrakhan single-handedly rose it from the dead.
That's right.
That's an act of God.
And our Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Nation of Islam.
Look, that got to be an act of God.
That's right.
Especially considering the results of Malcolm.
That's right.
Somebody got to be doing God's work for real. And not just bullshit. So when God comes and he gonna say, I need an army to overthrow these goddamn devils, where the fuck he gonna get them from if all of his soldiers are sissies?
Right? That's what I said.
If all his soldiers is walking around in skirts and lipstick, the women the only soldiers he got left. So what do? Put the power where it go, the machine run the way it's supposed to run, and then it cleans itself of the motherfucking dirt. That's that simple. It's not hard. Get rid of that secret squirrel ass shit. Show the people how government is run so the people know how to run the government.
You know about the secret squirrels, right?
About that. Yeah, that's all that backdoor willing and dealing envelopes under the table like they was doing at the UAW. Selling votes and shit. They thought we weren't gonna never figure this shit out.
Yeah, Rod, you deep, bro.
They all came. I challenged them all. Everything from the Federal Reserve giving y'all the motherfucking key is on the face of the dollar bill, then using that motherfucker appropriately. If you go to my YouTube elder and you pull up on my page, pull up Key to the United States, you'll see the article where I had to write.
You got to send me the link to that so I can put it in the descriptions.
You want to know?
Yeah, send it to me. 10,000. Hey, like he said, man, like Pimp C say, everybody ain't no punk, man. I'm talking to you now, boy. Don't make me go.
Oh man, don't get Pimp C started bothering me.
Don't make me go out the trunk, nigga. Everybody, you can't do everybody like that, nigga. You can't punk everybody. Everybody ain't no punk. Huh?
Pimp C say he ready to be seen. He don't like all this lay low ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
don't bust, hey, Rod, the bust up in the head. Okay, hey, we forgot, hey, man, we sorry, we forgot to get a ball cap disclaimer, man. You know, we supposed to, I'm about to start giving that ball cap disclaimer on all Rod tapes, man, because we don't never know what the hell is going to happen, man. Niggas, this cap already blew up now on this joint.
Check it out.
Okay, we got it right there. You want me to roll it real quick?
Pull it up.
All right, hold on, let me get it in. Hold on, let me save it on here.
This is what you call cashing a receipt when you reveal to the public something that you already did when you telling them that you done it, and then they see that you done it for real when you said you did it.
Oh yeah, I got you. We finna roll. We finna roll that beautiful babe footage. We finna roll that beautiful babe footage, baby. Hey, you know a nigga came out with that? Roll that beautiful babe footage. Then they got like a little dog in the background. Them niggas funny with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Know some nigga was in the lab. Know how they, like you just said, them niggas be in the lab coming up with that shit. They say, "Oh yeah, you work for us, so that's our jingle."
Big Meech is he's the king that trains the princes. He in charge of the royal sons being taught how to live with wealth at this time. He gonna have to get out too. They not keeping all these motherfuckers incapacitated. They tell me the OGs told them to shut them motherfuckers down for my birthday all across the land. So we're gonna see what happens.
We're gonna see.
Cause they supposed to send them to me, but I ain't talking to nobody but Farrakhan and Angel Bay and Larry. Anybody else can talk to him and Pops. And only 4 people can come talk to me, and nobody else can come tell me shit.
Cause what they gonna tell you, man? Besides some shit try to hustle you.
Man, I don't want to hear that shit. They be trying to kind of motherfucker like when the FBI came in. This was about a week before Malcolm got shot. And they was trying to get Malcolm to sell out the message. Did you hear that? The FBI tape?
Yeah. I heard. Then they try to get they try to keep get mad about the land. I had that tape, man. Where I got it on my hard drive somewhere where he talks about they was trying to offer land and shit. And but the FBI was questioning Malcolm, trying to get him to give him some information on Elijah, trying to get him to turn against him, pretty much. Yeah.
And now keep in mind, this was like a week before he got shot.
Yep. Damn, it was a week before he got shot. I didn't know that though.
Now check this out. You know, the day he got shot, every major news reel was recording in the Audubon Ballroom. They had a press section. Go back and look at the pictures. They was taking live footage when the gunshots went out, but the FBI confiscated all of the tape.
My damn phone went dead. Try to play it. They won't let me. I'm gonna charge the damn phone to transfer it to that file so I can play it. I could have swore I just put that shit right here though. Hold up. It might be it. Yeah, not right now.
Queen PCKD said, "Why woman is asking why she keep being an underwater welder in Antarctica? Because you probably worked there before in the past life, sweetie. They didn't just discover Antarctica under the Hitler administration. They had already been going down there long before Hitler from over here."
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna save it in the links, man. But my phone went dead, so I gotta charge my phone back up just to get that link transferred to the video.
Sister asked me, "Are you connected with King John Smarty? Your brothers for real in this spirit war?" I would like to meet him. Anybody that's trying to do this clean up shit, I'm with that shit.
Let's do it. Yeah, I can't even see the chat no more. Yeah, man, we already over time anyway. But we're gonna have to come back again, man. This shit be get so good. Like, all we want.
I'm gonna post it in the comments, young girl. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, post it in the comments, and then I'm gonna, since I got it already and you sent it to me, I'm gonna save it in the I'm gonna post it in the comments too. You're gonna post it in the chat, I'm gonna post it in the comments, and I'm gonna post it in the descriptions when I put the descriptions up on the video. So that way, as soon as we get off, like it'll take like 10, 20, about 15 minutes to process, and then I put the shit on there, and boom, they can just get it right there, go straight to it off Facebook. Off of the YouTube to straight to Facebook. Man, how did they get that phone with it? I didn't even notice it. Man, this shit was fire. Hey, we're gonna be back again. Man, we might do an open Q&A part on Thursday or Friday. We might do an open Q&A part 2 because this open Q&A shit is like it can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I like that we going all over the place. Like just look different shit. I'm actually gonna go back and listen to this video again tomorrow and write and take notes off this video. You know what I'm saying? So I can go do some more research on this shit and make the more connections, man. The shit you got giving me, Rod, I'm telling you, it's game over, man. It's over. It's so clear now. It ain't. I like fear is not even a thing of my definition. It ain't a definition of mine no more. Fear. It's like it's really nothing to fear really no more. You know, at this point. So I don't know if you can hear me. Hey, Rod, you still there?
I can hear you.
Oh yeah. So like the shit that you give you taking the spook and the fear out of all the shit, like shit that niggas are scared of, and they say, oh, don't go mess with that. Oh, you gonna get this or boogeyman. Or, it's always trying to scare us when it's shit that's our shit, stuff that we need to get to make the connections. They scare us away from it, so we just go around it. But you making it to you going head first right into the shit. Nigga, we ain't scared of this shit. Nigga, get this. It's like you walk into a haunted house, and when you walk in, it's like a spider web at the door. You just knock the spider web down. Nigga, I ain't scared of this shit. Nigga, get this shit out of it. We walk up in here and see what the hell's going on. Like a crazy motherfucker. Like they scared of us, man. They scared of niggas like that. You know, niggas that ain't scared. They can't scare you. They can't spook you. They can't get you off your square. They don't like niggas like that, bro. They don't like because you uncontrollable, you unpredictable. And technically, we are predictable because we're gonna do just what the opposite. We're gonna put out front what we saying against the niggas that's out to stop us. It's just like this is what it is. We're about to get ready to get out of here.
Can we get some Ye is right hashtags up in the comments, y'all?
Yeah, Ye is right hashtags. I've been seeing that a lot.
Kanye right. Kanye is right hashtag and Ye is right hashtags. Load them motherfuckers up.
Oh yeah, before I get out of here, let me ask you this last question. Somebody asked this. Like, do you the Kyrie Irving, because they bringing his name up too with the Kanye West thing? Is it a connection between? Is he working with Kanye or people? Somebody asked that.
Didn't you hear Kyrie Irving say, "I got an army with me"?
Yeah, he did say that.
Okay. Didn't you hear Kanye West say, "I'm well protected"?
Yeah, he said that.
Okay. Now it's another one too. Just came out, but I can't remember which one it is. But it's like 3 of them now.
3 people that they blackball.
They can't blackball them.
They whiteball them, yellow ball them.
Look, they trying to blackball them, but that's just pushing them to the positions of power.
Yeah, they making them blow up. Really, that's what I'm saying. These people crazy. The way Illuminati do shit. I mean, these suckers, man. The way they do shit, it's like they really backfiring. Everything they do now is backfiring on them.
Right, because when I expose the game plan, now all of the players know how to play the game in order to overthrow the system. So everybody doing their part. It's just that when we see somebody doing their part, we got to back up their play so they know we all in this shit together.
Yeah, I'm with
teamwork make the dream work. For real.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna just keep bullying us and we don't respond. Exactly. We ain't got to lift a finger. All we got to do is fuck up the algorithms. We fucking with their money.
It's already happening now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pimp C say, everybody ain't no punk, man. You can't keep punking us out, man. We ain't no punks. We finna pop the trunk, boy. It's time to pop the trunk on these niggas, man. I maybe pop the trunk. Like down south, niggas keep their shit in the trunk. Like in certain counties where you can't ride with your gun in the car, they keep it in the trunk. So nigga down at even but Texas, they can it's open carry and shit like that. But He's saying, you know, don't make me, because I got some shit in the trunk, boy. Don't make me go pop that trunk now.
Yeah.
See, man, I'm telling you. Hey, we about to get up
Hey,
out here.
so let me explain the algorithm for a minute, Elder. Then we gonna cut. So the algorithms, we want to hit them. They don't care if we kill one of them. They care about the dollar. So when we show the support for Ye, that's making their dollars decrease. We hitting them in the pockets where it hurt. We kicking them in the ego.
Mm-hmm.
So now when they see that we don't back down from them, and we let them know that they seen, motherfucker. Farrakhan already told them, tell your master to come out from hiding, motherfuckers. He done told him he gonna have to show himself now. The one that's pushing all of the buttons is pulling the string. Bring his motherfucking ass on up to the front. Bring him to the front of the class.
Right.
Right. So we know who they
have all this power.
We know who they is. We want y'all to see who they is.
Hey, we out there. That's it. Hey, you can drop the mic off there. You can drop the mic and walk off stage after that one, right? Hey, showtime at the Apollo, baby. Hey,
yeah, is right. That's
yeah,
right. That's how we leave that motherfucker. Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Make that the screensaver, Elder.
Huh?
Make that the screensaver.
Jay is right.
Yeah. These pictures you just put up.
I got you. I got a 5 one. I got a 5 one I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna got you. I got you. Hey, so we about to get up out of here, man. This shit was lit. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Yo, show some love on the Cash App, man. We had 1,200 people in this joint. That's crazy. For one night, man. We're gonna keep going up and up. So man, we appreciate the brother Rod for coming through. He gonna be back again, man, because it's really like me and Rod channel, really. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just the young Gambler boy, it's really because Rod be dropping them. So hey man, subscribe, hit that like, hit that bell, brother. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check with us. We put something out every day. We about to get up out of here, man. Islam, peace, love, Hotep, divine love, Ashug throughout the boundless universe to all.
So I'm gonna tell you how to use your shit. They tell you use what you got to get what you want, but they don't tell you how to use it wisely. They teach you how to use it haphazardly and indiscriminately and recklessly. Yeah, you use what you got to get what you want. The sisterhood, the hive, protect the babies. Go look at the beehive. What do they do? Look at the ant colony. What does it do? Look at the termite colony. What does it do? What is the first order of business in any one of them? Protect the babies. Whose job is it first? Before the warriors come out, the women on the attack. The warriors don't even know what to bust upside their head unless one of the women attack first. I'm going to show you, Iman, how to create a sigil. And I'm going to give you the visualization for the holding of the hands. But you got to inbox me because this is not anything I'm going to freely share with the guys unless they've been approved by women to come get the information to return the information to a clan. They won't freely get it. But any woman that is setting up a woman's group, inbox me, and there's no charge. I'm not in this for the money. Fuck they money. I want free. Fuck they money, I want free. What they say on the Amistad, give us free. That's all. Fuck they money, I want free. You know? And so, yes, protect the queen. Protect the queen. Protect the queen. And if you notice, all of the babies are outside of the realm of the queen, meaning that they put all of the nurseries around the outside modules of where the queen is at, right? Because they got to protect the babies before they can protect the queen. So they put the queen in the middle so she's secure so she can keep making the babies while they all go to war. Mama Wada, yes. There's also music and dance awakening in the feminine. Now, there's singing and dancing. You can incorporate male children under puberty. Male children can sing and dance with the women until they hit puberty. And then he need to be switched over into man mode by then. But we all worry about adult males having relationships with underage women. It's sometimes adult women ain't ready to have no relationship. When the women are made healthy, they know this. It's a grown ass woman, 25 years, don't need to be with no man. She need to be getting her own self together, but she can't because of the way that the society is structured. She's told that, you know, she need to be married or working or something. She don't got time to heal herself. Don't heal yourself. Go out there and get in the humdrum of the day-to-day life. That's what you do. You know. Yeah, I already said that, George. The beehive. You know what? Matriarchy. Study the pride of lions. They call the lions a pride for a reason. What do the word pride mean? Go back and study the lion. Study the wolf pack. Watch how they keep the elderly out front where they can watch them and the babies in the middle while they keep the motherfucking gangsters in the rear. You can keep an eye on everybody else. You know, so all of these things not haphazard. When they destroying women and they launch an attack on women, they have to give us an opportunity by exposing it in the form of the destruction of a monument of some form, a icon or a sacred site has to be attacked. That means they're attacking women. I don't know. You the first one said something, Chanel, but it wouldn't be surprising if it is buffering, because at Facebook, when I say certain stuff, like when I mentioned the Queen of Heaven and Earth earlier, they the sound gradually faded out. Yes. Yep. So I think I got y'all to understand the importance of the uterus, the reason why they like to take them from y'all, and the mammary glands. Now, I mentioned earlier South Africa is where the uterus of Earth was. There's an earth rite that women perform at that place that starts Earth to growing vegetation in the desert. That's what it do. It heals Earth that good. It starts growing vegetation in the desert. The desert starts to accumulate moisture again. Trees start growing where they had whacked them all down from. And every time they try to do some dumb shit like CERN, they'll have an earthquake that'll crack that motherfucker and it'll fill it in. They can't do no dumb shit when Mother Earth is awake. She's asleep right now. And as long as y'all leave her asleep, and as long as y'all allow the evil to persist by allowing them to turn the sisters against each other, then y'all supporting the devil holding on to his grip on Earth. It's not hard. It's not hard. Elijah Muhammad said nation can rise no higher than its women. He should have said the earth can be no freer than its women. It would have been a more accurate statement than that. The earth can't get free till the women get free. The women can't get free until they get their rights back that gives them the control over the energy of themselves matched with the energy of the earth that they are waking up by controlling their own energy. It boils down to physics and energy conservation, the organizing of the energy within the physical self and harmonizing it with other like-minded women who want to see the oppression end. And then all of y'all women that done that will affect the other women who have not, as it start becoming contagious. Yep. You're only going to get about probably 20 good minutes of the first video. So this is mostly a recap. And I probably touched on some stuff I missed in the first one. And I probably missed some stuff that I touched on in the first one. But I can only put out information. As you can see, she's still with me. I can only put out information as Queen of Heaven and Earth tell me to. Now, I'll be in a dead sleep sometime, and it'll be the same as if somebody walk in the room, shake you and say, hey, get up. I need you to do this. I can't physically see nobody there. I can actually hear the audio sound in my ears, but I feel it so deep telling me to do it that I just do it. I know what it is, I recognize what it is, and I accept it for what it is, and I follow instruction. Now, when I was a little boy growing up, my mom used to always say, the Lord show favor on an obedient child. If you are alone and you don't have, yes, Cynthia, you have to, your steps is just going to take longer by yourself, but it's still not a long process. The hardest part in reorienting the grid, the phantom organ, which is the energy body, the whole trick to it is finding where you're losing your power at, and when you start taking your power back, the uterus will start to wake up on its own. You're not fragmented, and the energy has to go somewhere. It's blocked because you're not using the energy grid at the uterus because of the shock of losing the organ. But when you start gaining your power back, one little thing at a time, stop bitching. If it's something that make you bitch, it's designed to agitate you, or else you wouldn't be bitching. You are agitated for a reason. Find out why do this person leaving their cup on the dining room table drive me insane when 1,000 other people left their cup there and it didn't bother me? That's what you need to ask. If you have a male counterpart in a polygamous relationship and they don't know this information, he don't need to be in that relationship, because it's not a relationship that's guided by the women. It's a patriarchal order. It's an oppressive relationship. He's supposed to already know to have his women hive. If he in a polygamous relationship, he have two parts to the relationship. He have what you call the stay-at-home woman, and then he have the working women. The working women don't work the job he tell them to. They go live their life purpose. They go live their life purpose. Some women want to be actresses. Some want to be a lawyer. Some want to be a doctor. But then some just want to be at home and be the mother. The one that want to be at home to be the mother, take care of the children, while the one that need to be out in the workforce is working. And he's going to do his part too, because he's going to make sure that the house is maintained. Anything these women need to take care of their business, they're just going to be there. But the real relationship comes in when the women get together and they understand that they giving this man the power to go out and affect change in the world also, and they all have to be at their strongest. For him to be at his strongest, the women in his pod, his polygamy pod, his hive, they have to each be the strongest that they can. If one of them is weak, the rest of them going to automatically start doing what it takes to lift her up once they hive. They won't be able to be weak, which means that he won't be able to be weak, and if he's weak, he can't stay weak, or he's going to be passed on to one of those women who will have a harem of bitch-ass niggas. Because just like you got a guy that wants strong women, we got women that's overly strong in order to keep in line 10 bitch-ass niggas. Then it's not a one-way street, but it's a matriarchal construct, and it works strongest when the matriarchs run it. It don't matter to me. I can be celibate and I can be single. It don't matter to me one way or the other. Shit, I don't even know how long I've been celibate, but it don't matter. It's not about the sex act. The sex is the passing the energy. That's all it is. It's saying, hey, I'm gonna accept you if you're a man, and I'm gonna let you into my portal to get you some Holy Ghost, so you can go out there and kick some ass and get the crown, so we can have our motherfucking kingdom set up and our queendom set up so we can build this empire. That's the purpose of the sex. Sometimes the woman want to get a man the son because she just want him to have something that look like him walking around the house. So hey, come on in here and make this baby. That's the secondary. Childbirth is not even the primary reason humans have sex. It's secondary. The primary reason is to exchange the energy, to allow the man to rise up to another level. He can't do that having animal sex. Animal sex don't do shit. All animal sex do is make your nuts tingle if you're a man. That's it. Animal sex is worthless. All it's good for is reproduction. A lower species of human. When you start talking about the realm of the gods and God's sex, gods don't have sex for the sake of sex. They don't just walk around and lay with people just to be laying with them. The healing aspect of the uterus is sacred. Women don't just heal anybody. They just don't do it. They selective. So they call a clan in, or their sisterhood, the pod, the hive, and they present this guy to the hive. Once they present the guy to the hive, you know, they can bring him in physically. They might pass a picture around. Everybody's going to draw an unsaid opinion, right? And then, depending on the group, they might write it, record it, whatever. But then everybody's going to share the opinion that they're going to give separately. And then it's going to draw what you call a profile. And then they're going to look at what they need in the system of needs within the clan and say, do he fit the profile of what we need? That's how they bring him into the clan. But those women who are priestesses that practice the healing sex arts, that's a whole nother animal, which that is not a license to be a slut. It's a job. It's like being a doctor. You got to go through a psychological evaluation to determine even if you can give this person the type of energy they need through the portal. They might need something else. They might need a club upside their head, you know, instead of affection. Everybody don't need the same thing. So everybody shouldn't be given the same thing. You don't make a cookie cutter treatment for everybody. You know. So I'm gonna go through here, see what these comments, questions is. Yeah, you're supposed to study sex. It's part of your human life cycles. It's part of your human interactions. The fact that they tie your tubes is, they worried about your reproductive. They worried about your genes in the general population. When they hurry up to tie a woman tubes, if it's not her choice and they're trying to convince her, her genes have something in them that they don't want her having more babies. And you'll know, especially when they start talking tying your tubes after your first one. That's how you know they don't want you, specifically you, having more babies. All right. How can a woman help the man improve on the feminine energy so they can be balanced? I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Kendra, just because you can't have healing sex, that don't mean you can't have sex daily. Healing, if it's painful, if sex is painful for you, there's something wrong. It's not supposed to be painful. Your cervix is supposed to relax during sex. When your cervix restricts during sex and causes pain, because this is what happens. Your cervix restricts, it closes up. Eventually it's going to close your whole vagina. If you continue to have the sex, it's going to end up swelling up where nothing else is going to fit in there. And the sex is going to have to stop or it'll be too painful. When it starts at the cervix, that's called the Great Gate or the Pearly Gate. It's called the Pearly Gate because it's behind the pearl tongue. You got to go past the pearl tongue to get to the Pearly Gate. The gate is the cervix. We on our way to heaven, y'all. I'm finna tell y'all how to get there. The pain that closes the gate is when you trying to force yourself into a relationship with somebody that you don't have your heart and your soul convinced that person is right. You trying to accept somebody against everything in you that's telling you not to accept them. Then your cervix will start to close up on you. Your cervix will start to close up on you as your early warning signs. And the longer you with them, the more painful it'll get. And the closer to the opening of the vagina, the pain will become to the touch. That means that you will be physically painful to be touched. And then your secretions are going to stop. They accelerate that when they give you a hysterectomy. If they find out a woman is with a dude that's causing cervical pain, they're going to offer her a hysterectomy so fast. Because they don't never want her to get the gig is up. You sleeping with an unworthy. You're sleeping with an unworthy, so you can only experience pain unless you unworthy. If you unworthy, meaning you haven't done the self-work, then you can also experience the pain. But no matter what, the balance is not there because one of y'all not right. A guy could be hung like damn near like a horse and have sex with a woman and never cause her any pain. And here this dude come with the millimeter Peter, and she can't stand, the pain is too much for her to lay with him. And she don't understand why. She think, oh, I just need a big one. It's not that. It's the energy that's not compatible. It's not the size. It's the energy that's not compatible. And so, yeah, that's why they don't like mothers to come to the doctors with the women. Watch when y'all go to the doctors with y'all pregnant daughters, they be trying to run y'all off. Okay. India, the tumors are not from a dirty penis. And yeah, Kendra, the man can go crazy. Okay. So then, Kendra, if it's not because of pain and you just not interested, then that's perfectly normal. And that's due to the level, your spiritual level. When, let's say, for instance, a woman that only has arousal periodically, that means her spiritual level drop, and not until it can come up to a certain height will she be aroused. But as soon as that level of spirituality drops, she's not aroused no more. That's because she's naturally, innately a spiritual person. Yes, an unworthy man will definitely cause pain in a worthy woman, but most of the time, she probably started off as equal to him, and she continued to do the self-work, and he didn't, and it became painful. I'm going to get into the tumors in 1 second. Yep, and endometriosis. Okay, the tumors, what they call fibroids or fibroid growths. If they're non-cancerous fibroid growth, that's just like a skin tag. And because of the energy type and the location of the uterus, the body is deceived into thinking it's pregnant and feeds nutrition and spirit energy to the tumor. But there's a chemical in the tumor that is sending a signal to the woman's uterus as if she's pregnant, but she's not. But it's not giving her the full pregnancy symptom or signal, or else it would stop her cycle. So it's just enough, like a birth control pill, it's just enough to stop you from making the egg. The tumor, probably producing a different chemical, give you just enough to allow the body to grow the tumor without interrupting the cycle. Because you have different chemicals involved in the cycle. The endometriosis, the endometriosis is most of them, not all of them, but most of them come from a reckless man trying his best to hurt a woman so he can hear her moan during sex, and he's penetrating recklessly and in a way that causes her to bruise somewhere. The bruising, the body sends blood to the bruised area. Again, you are in the area of reproduction. So as you grow the lining in the uterus wall, and you've been misused between your legs, and you got bruises in places, your body has to send blood there. So you end up with endometriosis. or inflamed endometrium. The lining of the uterus becomes inflamed. But your doctors also do it too. They put chemicals in there that'll inflame it if they want to give you a hysterectomy, the same as they give you cancer. But the natural development of endometriosis is pretty rare, where the man is pounding on the woman. He had to be pretty reckless. And some women like it like that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. They take all of the guys, give them one name as one person, and you change those names in the translation, and the layman will never know.
Right.
But the biblical seminarians know they lying to the people, and in order to get they preaching certification, they just go along with the lie.
That's what we do.
Go along to get along. So if you continuously go along with the lie, you can't liberate nobody or free nobody's mind because you live in a lie.
But I'm gonna say this, Rod, just like I've said when the times when Grand Sheik has made this like sort of like blanket statement about all preachers already know, and all preachers do not know, because all preachers don't go to seminary. All preachers, and if they do, like me, they may go to a college that has a specific evangelistic focus, and is not even in comparative religion. They're always putting Christianity up as the this is the example, and anything other than is an abomination. So they basically, when they do comparative religion, it's not to give you an opportunity to see that there are other sources of information that are historical and factual that this stuff is based on. Most preachers sit in churches and have sat and listened to preachers from the pulpit, got pulled into believing that they were called to do the same thing that preacher or bishop or whoever was doing, and then they get to do it, and they do it from their heart. It is later on when they get into the inner workings of what goes on behind closed doors in the back room, and the conversations and the humanity and lack of divinity of those men and women of the so-called cloth. It is then that they see the hypocrisy, and I'm speaking from experience, then that you see the hypocrisy of what's really going on, and you got to question whether any of this ish was true, because they're just out there doing this thing, but they're living a whole different lifestyle. So in defense of the ones who went in with their heart and soul in it, and didn't know that it was what it is, then I'm saying all don't know. But what I do have a problem with those who, once you find out, that they continue to perpetuate that.
Well, one of the things about those who go through the seminary that know, and those who come in as they call those hands-on preachers. They was taught hands-on by somebody in the church that helped them to learn how to basically run the church.
Mm-hmm.
Those are not as responsible as the ones who go read it in its original language, understand that it don't say what they're telling you to say.
Absolutely.
It's a writing by Khalil Gibran called John the Madman that expresses the sentiment of you telling these people lies. I'm gonna tell them what's really in the book, right? There's so much stuff in the Bible that you can use it for any form of manipulation you choose to, if the people don't understand their own spiritual development. It becomes a easy tool of exploitation for those seeking to be wealthy. It's a way to get a whole lot of material gain for well-placed lies. They don't have to know they lying when they come in, but at some point The discovery is imminent. You cannot continuously read that Bible and preach, because when you start preaching in front of a group of people, most people don't know this. You start off, you might be a fraud, but you start getting messages. Hey, stop telling them lies to the people, right? And sometimes the message might come from a 3-year-old in the church saying, why that preacher lying? Right? I know when I was 6 years old, I knew they was lying because I asked my mama and got my shoulder ringed off. She wasn't mad at me for saying it. She was mad at me for saying it in church. Mama, why that man up there telling that lie? I was in Grand Rapids. We was living in Grand Rapids at the time, Grand Rapids, Michigan. I was Pastor Abney preaching. And he was going over the standard Jesus script. And this was my first time really, really, really listening as a child to somebody tell the Jesus story. He told it exactly how he's taught to teach it. And I immediately said, this man lying. As a 6-year-old. And it was a blatant outburst. All the church ladies turned around looking at me. And it embarrassed my mama to the point where she pinched me and wrung my shoulder off, got me crying up in the church. Talking about, you can't be saying that up in here. And then when we got home, later on, she talked to me, and then, because she did, even if she disciplined us, she still talked to us.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't just discipline us and didn't never give us nothing. She gave us a lot of wisdom, even though she did spare the rod, spoil the child. I don't think she gave me enough ass whoopings. Whereas some of my siblings might feel like they got too many. Right? But when I
Where did
look at
you fall in the? Are you youngest, oldest, middle?
I'm the 7th child. And
Of how many?
it was originally 10 of us. It's 8 of us left.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be number 7. My mama was number 7 and her daddy was number 7.
Okay. Significance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what they call a lightning strike. And my grandmama got struck by lightning.
Really? I mean, actually.
Yeah. She was working on the fields of Mississippi down by Macomb, Magnolia, Tylertown area. And the storm came in and she got struck by lightning. That was my mama's mama. My mama said I think my mama was 5 years old when it happened. She never stopped grieving her mother her entire life.
Oh, so she did not survive the lightning strike.
No.
Wow. Right.
That's where it ended her. But her spirit was strong in my mama. And it was due. So this goes back to the psychic connections with people. It's from the heart chakra. And it's from the place of pure love. And this is why most people can't never attain psychic abilities, is because their heart is confused with the ways of the world. Right? So those with the golden heart can shine the brightest, but they first have to get the charring off from being exposed to the dirt of society. And that's what we're working on. That's why we're here. That's what our karmic debt in being here is, to clear it by following our path of our book of life. You don't know what your book of life is until you get a certain level of awareness and look back on your life. And it's what they call dying while yet living. It's part of doing shadow work while you're going through the dark night of the soul. So when you look back on your life, you see certain patterns, key names, key figures, who's influenced what.
And archetypes. You see certain archetypes.
So archetype is part of the required study in the priesthood to allow you to understand which aspect of God you're dealing with. The highest aspect of God we call Big Mama. And the next highest aspect of God we call Big Papa. Right? Big Mama, feminine, Big Papa, masculine. But we call them the old energies, right? So when you hear about them, call them the gods from days of old. It's written in a lot of the texts around the world, but don't nobody know what it means. Because they don't call for help, they can't get none. They calling the wrong names, right? Jesus is spelled Iesous in Greek, right? Using applied grammar, IE becomes fused as I, S, U cancels out the O and makes the US sound us. So when you pronounce it as a single word, it says ISIS. But the story that it's telling is not the story of ISIS, it's the story of Moses or Horus, right? So the character, the Old Testament was written as a recovery text for the New Testament, meaning the New Testament was written first.
We were told always told in the church and in Bible college that the Old Testament is the new concealed and the New Testament is the old revealed, and that's the way they kind of played it off. But
because they got to give you the right to discover that the Old Testament is written after the New Testament, which turns religion on its head.
And we were also taught that there were 400 silent years between the ending of the old and book of Malachi and the beginning of the new, and that in those 4 years God was silent. What we do know now, those who study, is that those are years of what I guess sort of reconstruction, which ended up being a renaissance afterward. That was when they were the Piso family and the ones that were
so the misunderstanding comes in
the
here.
ones that were writing, like you said, the one to try to make the two in agreement. That 400-year period, that nobody could read the so-called Bible because they were putting it together.
Right, but that 400-year period is actually a period where apocryphal books was written,
which they, for the most part, disqualified from that. Like the Gnostic texts, they didn't want us to read the Gnostic texts.
Right. Well, not necessarily. They called the apocryphal books.
The apocryphal books, and then later on, the Gnostic, anything that was in Gnosis knowledge, we weren't supposed to have that. We were just supposed to believe.
Right. So they got several different groups of information that comes from this understanding of missing books of the Bible. First, source material. Because when you source material back, it's a book called Black Gods Who Wrote the Bible. No, Black Africans Who Wrote the Bible. Right? Because the Bible was written by Etruscan Moors for the purpose of military conquest, and it was compiled and rewritten, I should say, based off ancient texts in order to control the narrative. And the controlled narrative is what Rome has been doing the whole time.
True.
I used to always hear my father say, when you look for the troublemaker, all roads lead to Rome. I don't know what he's talking about. But when I followed it religiously, I ended up with the Nicene Council in 325 AD. When I followed it back politically, I ended up with something called Plato's Republic. When I followed it back socially, I ran into something called a Greco-Roman Empire. When I ran it back from a athletic perspective, I ended up with the Olympiad. So I always ended up in Rome. Mm-hmm. So when I started tracing the dirt doers back, they went straight to Rome. They went to the Nicene Council, 325 and 327. They went back to the ancient writer Origen, who was what they call a first century philosopher. They went back to St. Augustus, another first century writer of Christendom. How can they be first century writers of Christendom when Christendom don't come about into the 300s? So they lying to us automatically.
then you had the council of, what's it called, Chalcedon of 451, where they put together the edict of what the Bible was going to be good for. You know what I mean?
Right. So this
Here,
is when they was.
yeah. Can I read that? Just a little paragraph sentence.
Yep.
It says this council of the Roman Catholic Church, this wise and saving creed, the gift of divine grace, was sufficient for a perfect understanding and establishment of religion. So for its teaching about the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit is complete, and it sets out the Lord's becoming human to those who faithfully accept it. So agenda, they created religion, they created the characterization and the deity of God as a part of what they were doing, and it's in their writings.
Yeah. So it's never been a secret. I was going over the bloody oath of the papacy to murder the kings, princes, and people of the land. With young elder, because they put this stuff in the public domain, but most of us don't know we really seriously is in a spiritual war. In spiritual warfare, you have to fight it spiritually, and the effects is going to trickle down to the physical. If you try to fight it physical first, that's like putting the cart in front of the horse.
Right.
Right? You going out the world ass backwards, as my father used to say. Right? So when you put everything in its proper place, don't give it a judgment, and then step back and look at the big picture. Right? So they wrote all of the dirt down that they was gonna do before they done it. That's to absolve them from karmic debt before they do the act. Because now, if you agree to follow through with what they said they were going to do, that was your free will being exercised. They just influenced it. That's why they say the devil don't never tell you what to do. He just suggests it to you. It's just a strong suggestion by a power base that appears to be legitimate. And the appearance of legitimacy is predicated on the paperwork. Because if you don't have the degrees, you should not have the knowledge. Right? Which takes me to the next phase of my incarceration, where I thought I was doing all this studying in vain. So here we are 5-6 years later from hearing this lady in the day room in Cook County telling me to get a PhD. And I'm getting headaches from reading so many books so fast. Right? And the headaches is to the point where they're annoying to me that I don't want to read no more. Right? I don't know nothing about the nutritional burning that the brain is doing. But we go to a Black History celebration, and sister brings in a African dance corps. She was out of Detroit. And she don't know what this lady said when I was in that day room. And she sat there and she said, some of y'all gonna get tired. Y'all gonna think y'all doing everything for nothing. Y'all gonna feel like it's a waste of time, and that you doing a whole lot of research and studying in vain because it's not getting you nowhere. She said, but don't let that deter you. Get your PhD anyway.
So here, it was like a divine relay system. One passed the baton to the next to come, and when you needed a recharge, when you were your battery was running down, when your faith in what you were doing was running down, then the Most High, Big Mama, sent in reinforcement to reinforce what you've been told.
So when I used to get
let me see. See, y'all, they messing with us. Let me see. Let me see if he comes back.